Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for Thursday, December 7th, 2023. Again, it was a great trading day. Market did some wonderful moves early and then kind of, did a little sideways action, but continued to provide some decent intraday moves that produced some great P&L in the process. Now, I've made some changes. I'm starting here on the NASDAQ. I'm on the hourly chart, and we're basically just looking at what from that high, from the minute third wave high on the 29th of November, that is my primary focus. And so we're looking to see what is the market doing, and not that today actually changed dramatically, but it's what I'm seeing over in the S&P, which I'll get to in a moment, and that I believe the S&P has completed the minute fourth wave triangle and launched higher in minute wave 5. And I don't suspect that these two markets are going to deviate or diverge from one another, where one drops dramatically in a C wave while the other continues to rally up in a fifth wave, even if it's only done wave 1 of minute 5, and it's the wave 2 is not going to be as deep as this C wave to complete wave 4 would be. So, courtesy of my friend Sasha in Germany, he contacted me after I let him know. It's like, well, this is what I'm going to think about for tonight, and et cetera, et cetera. And he brought something to my attention about the possibility that we have formed or are forming a cup and handle right here. I had already labeled the market as minute wave 4 complete at the October 4th low, the December 4th low. And then previously I'd marked this as wow, got to keep up with myself. This was wave A of 4. This was A of B of 4, B of B of 4, and we were looking at a C wave. Now, that was the counter. As I left it last night, we had the possibility that we were still going to finish what could have been a C wave, or was the whole market was done, the 5 was done, and we were now dropping in, or the B wave was done, we're dropping in a larger C wave. This is wave 1, we get a little wave 2, and we're going to drop in a third, a 4, and a 5, ending up back here. Then we came in this morning and the market began to rally pretty strongly, and we ran across the situation where it's like, okay, so if this is A, and this is A of B, B of B, and we're in the C of B, which had a target at 16,103. That was the target to complete the C wave, and then still get C of B, by the way. So A wave, B wave, C wave down, still to that level. That I don't see happening. So I have pushed back the 4 to be complete at the December 4th low. And that if we are in minute wave 5, then yes, at first glance, this is best counted as a 3-wave pattern up. And it's just been all series of 3s all the way along. So it tells me if I can put the 4 there, and we are definitely within this minute wave 5, it may be forming a diagonal. If not, I can tell you I can count out 5, but it's better right now to be left as an ABC wave 1, ABC wave 2, A, a little B, and then we get a C. Now, again, as I said, thank you, Sasha from Germany, who let me know that we have a possible cup and handle forming right here. Here's the cup. We need a little bit more for that handle to develop, maybe back down to like 74, maybe as low as the hourly 200, which is 15,961. And if that's the case and we form that, then as you know, or if you don't, that you draw the neckline, you put the measurement on, and then you put it on top of the neckline, and that actually measures out to about 2,288-ish. It's up in this area, and that would be the measured move, and that would be within minuet wave 3. So this measurement, this fib, which has been here for quite some time, is where minor wave 5, which is what we're in, would be equal to minor wave 1, and that is 16,327. Now, minor wave 5 would be completing intermediate wave C, which would be completing primary wave B. So ultimately, we're still heading in the same direction to complete that larger primary B wave. Now, what's the other side of the coin? If this doesn't form the head and shoulders, doesn't form the cup and handle, but just continues to drop from here, well, then it does go back to what now is the alternate. And that would be that it is A of wave 4, B of wave 4, C wave down of wave 4. And that would likely project back towards this level. Actually, it's going to come up, it's going to come in just above that level, but still back towards 15,483. Then we get a wave 4, and we still get that rally. Now, that is an alternate, not with a high probability, but ultimately, it's the market that's going to tell us. We have the 20 now heading higher, getting ready to get itself back above the 50, hopefully back above the 200, and then it's green light. It's green light to get up there and get this whole thing finished. When our moving averages would then be in alignment, get the 50 back above the 200, and then we should be in pretty good condition to get this thing done. The fact that we're kind of moving around on low volume, these great rallies and declines are low volume, is why our moving averages are pretty sluggish right now, because the volume isn't being able to pull it. Okay, that's the NASDAQ. Let's go over and take a look at the S&P. It's been quite the ride, again, on the hourly chart. A, B, C, D, E. And remember what I said. If this is going to be the completion point, we should launch. We did. Basically, if I extend this to the top of the channel line, the triangle channel line, it ends up fitting like a T and didn't actually exceed the bottom one. Kind of came in a little bit lower than the C wave, but that's okay. It fits A, B, C, D, E, and that's how I'm going to leave it. Wave 4 here, and then we launch higher in the fifth. Now, here we have the same measurement, right? Minute 5, as it relates to minute wave 1, 100%, 4630. Out here, we have the minor. Actually, this is going to be the minor C wave at 4637, where minor, and again, I'll open this up so we can see it. We have the minor C, but in this case, that's what we're looking at is the whole shebang, the C wave, 100%, A, B, C at 4637. So our zone remains 4630 to 4637 for this whole thing to kind of finish up. Looking forward to move up into there. So if this ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, pretty decent, almost 50 points. So get a wave 2, get a wave 3, a 4, and a 5. And I think we get up into this zone. So that's why I then rearranged over, because again, I don't think that the S&P and the NASDAQ will diverge from each other in terms of strength of direction, since actually in both, it has been the strength of the Magnificent Seven. It's been the strength in Apple. And today was Apple, it was Google, it was Meta, it was a little bit from Microsoft, it was NVIDIA, it was Tesla. So a lot of oomph. AMD through the roof today. And so we're seeing a lot of capital move back into the tech sector, which again, S&P 500 does have a little bit of heaviness in tech now. So I didn't think it would diverge. And because if tech really started to drop, I think the S&P would be more in line with what the NASDAQ's going to do versus the other markets propping it up. So it's going to continue to be interesting until this is all done. But I'm kind of looking now that we should be within this minute fifth way. And again, I think that it's just going to be a straight 5 up here in the S&P. Moving averages, well, the 8 obviously is above. Everything seems to be moving pretty cleanly. And we shall see how this all works out. And so the next update will be on Sunday, December the 10th.